Very good evening. Jai Shri Krishna Guru. Thank you for joining Sai Satcharita Parayan. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha, Om Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Sai Satcharita, the life and teachings of Shirdi Sai Baba. Today we will begin with a new chapter, that is chapter 33. The significance of Buddhi, part 1. My obeisance to Shri Ganesh, to Shri Saraswati and Shri Guru Maharaj, to the family deity, to Shri Sita Ramachandra, my most humble obeisance. I bow in reverence to the most venerable Guru, Shri Sai Nath. Now let us bow to the saints whose glance of grace will at once burn down mountains of sins and wash away the dirt of evil propensities of this Kali Yuga. Mountains of their favors, their obligations cannot be repaid, even through innumerable births. Their most casual utterances convey most beneficial advice and bring us great and lasting happiness. Oh my God, the introduction itself is so fantastic. Every word of this is so true. I'm going to read this verse again. Mountains of their favors, their obligations cannot be ever repaid, even through innumerable births. Their most casual utterances convey most beneficial advice and bring us great and lasting happiness. It is extremely important to listen what your guru is teaching you. Every word is gospel truth. Even very casually, their utterances have some of the most profound knowledge. We think they're just, joking, or they are talking just like that. Just like that. No. Even their just like the talk has immense instruction. It has got immense knowledge. So please always listen with rapt attention when you are speaking with your Guruji to whatever he's saying, because even jokingly that he's uttering from his mouth, you cannot take it in a very casual manner. No, that is what is mentioned here. Even their most casual utterances convey most beneficial advice and bring us great and lasting happiness. This is so very important to understand. Many a time I tell my Krishna Guruji, it's very difficult to understand you. And you know what he says? You don't need to understand me. You just have to do what I say to you to do. So what I instruct you to do, you must just do it. Don't take things for granted, or don't take anything that I say so very casually. So we must give utmost importance, and we have to be extremely serious about what the Guru is teaching us or saying, even in a casual manner. That is what is important. See, I am emphasizing the word casual because our human mind will very conveniently say to you, oh, the Guruji is only joking, so don't even bother. No, never fall prey to what your mind is saying. Your mind doesn't even understand. So here you got to train your mind to ensure that everything that your master is teaching you, please pay attention. Every word is important. So this is what you have to train your mind to do. And yes, I keep telling my Krishna Guruji that no matter what, to eternity, I can never repay back to him anything in any manner, whatever today my Guruji is doing for me. The knowledge is imparting, the guidance is giving, he's helping me evolve on the path of spirituality, so many things. He's my everything of everything, the Krishna Ma, and you can never repay these great masters in whatever, we think that, oh, we can give Guru Dakshina or we can do something. No, nothing can repay. There is nothing equivalent to what they are giving you or they're doing for you. And the only thing, like I keep repeating this, the only thing that you can do, the Guruji, is to live their lessons. That is the only way of offering in the form of Guru Dakshina. The best offering that you can ever give your Gurudev, which is to live the lessons that they have taught and become divine and be the epitome of that goodness in this world. Their hearts knows no differentiation, that this is mine, that somebody else's. Such thoughts of differentiation that belong to the worldly life never crossed their mind. The last chapter carried in a very small measure the description of the Guru's greatness. Now in this chapter, listen, O listeners, to the power of the Udi. Baba would keep on asking for dakshina, which he gave away in charity to the meek and the lowly. From the remaining money, he used to buy bundles of fagots, which would then be piled up. He used to burn this dried up firewood in the dhuni in front of him, and the unlimited quantity of ash thus produced would be then given to the devotee as udi. While returning home from Shirdi, when the devotees came to take leave of Baba, it was Baba's custom to give them udi, and everyone knew this. Or rather, when he said, "Bring udi," they knew that the permission was truly granted and their hearts were gladdened. Similarly, while in Shirdi, whether it was noon, evening or morning, Baba sent everyone home empty-handed without giving them udi. This was the daily practice. But what was the property of this udi? Why the perpetually burning dhuni in the mosque? And why was this a daily practice? So let us understand what is the significance of the udi. What was the purpose in Baba's mind that this giving of the udi suggested? It was this, that his whole visible creation is nothing but ash, and that everyone should know this for certain. Even this body of ours is just a piece of wood made up of the 5 elements and remains only for the purpose of experiencing pleasure and pain, after which it will fall motionless and be reduced to ash without fail. You and I are also in the same position. To remind you of it and to keep this awareness in my mind day and night, I give this vibhuti. This whole world is a spectacle of Maya. Only the Brahman is true, while the Brahmand or world is illusory. And of this truth, udi is the surest mark. Take this as a certainty. See, udi signifies detachment. Udi signifies discriminating. That is a spiritual truth. Like Lord Shiva smears his entire body with the ashes. And if you have ever visited Banaras, and if you go there, you'll see all these Babajis. They all have smeared themselves with this burnt ashes over there. And they practice vairagya, the discrimination, the detachment, the believing that they are not this body. That is what they practice. They do a penance. For them, there is no pain or pleasure. They are ever lost in Bholenath. You know how beautiful it is? It's a very beautiful experience. Everybody's faith is unique. And the most important thing that you need to have is this faith. In any form, it doesn't matter what form, but that faith in the divine and becoming detached to the material world is extremely important. And the discriminating knowledge, which is you have to be able to understand what is the truth. Discrimination is to realize this material world is everything is Maya. It is unreal. The real is the truth alone, which is God himself. There is nothing beyond the God. Here, nobody belongs to anybody, even wife and sons, uncles and nephews. Naked we come and naked we leave this world. Udi is a reminder of this, absolutely. That is exactly what I was saying just now. We come with nothing and we go with nothing. Then why are the interim period that our existence in this material world, why are we running a rat race? Why are we, desiring so many things? Why should there be greed, lust, anger, avarice, you name it? Endless propensities. In fact, in one of the words just now Baba was talking about, in the Kali Yuga, how there are only evil propensities. Why are we having these evil propensities? Why can't we just be a good human being? Have we forgotten our divine self? That is our true self. That is why we have to go through the Guru to understand who we truly are. God realization, the self will reveal itself. That is the real self of us. But this body is just only a tool. It's an instrument for you to evolve on that path. Only through God, this body, you can understand the divine. You can realize that God. Other than that, this body has no use. And most important, we all come here to serve a purpose. And serving the purpose is extremely important. And we keep forgetting our purpose. And you know what, today, it is very interesting. At my workplace, Everybody, we have this regular catch-up calls. During that, a strange thing happened. Everyone was talking about how they are trying to overcome the challenge, the difficult times in the pandemic, and how they are coping up with their own, personal life, professional life, and everything that's happening around them. And that somebody was talking about how this person spends a lot of effort and time building resilience by doing some tough exercise. So my question was, because my Guruji was teaching about, yeah, you do yoga, you do different things, but that's not going to give you that inner peace. It's not going to give you happiness. See, people are seeking peace and happiness. There is no peace and happiness in this material world. My Guruji very beautifully again has explained this today in today's satsang in Das Bodh. Samarth Ramdas Maharaj is saying, being in the material world, the only thing you need to attain is the the Brahman. That's the, realizing that you are not this body. Attaining the Brahman is the most important thing. And why are we getting carried away with this material worldly existence, desires, and doing so many things? So just by building the resilience, you're not going to get inner peace or happiness. In that, my Guruji was mentioning, you take the life of whether it is Jesus Christ, Lord Buddha, Lord Sri Krishna, everybody had a tough period in their life. Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross. Likewise, Lord Buddha was poisoned and he had to go through that pain. Take the life of Lord Sri Krishna. He saw his entire Yadava, the Yadu clan dying in front of his eyes. They were fighting, they were intoxicated, they were completely, they were drunk and they were beating each other and they had to go through that gory death over there. But yet, the Lord Almighty was perfectly in that serene condition. Why? Because he understands everything that is happening is just Maya. So he was actually explaining to somebody who was visiting my Guruji. And at the time, this person, according to him, spirituality means yoga or meditation. Obviously, he didn't understand. So my Guruji was explaining, and he was saying, there is no happiness when you get into spirituality. Spirituality teaches you most important things. How to become dispassionate in life. How to be detached. You don't have any attachment, whether it is your mother, father, brother, sister, husband, children, office, boss, anything. You don't need to be attached to anything. You just have to sleepwalk this worldly existence, that life. And the third important thing is to discriminate. Discrimination is that this entire creation is Maya. We actually did this a few minutes ago. In earlier verse it is mentioned, this entire universe is Maya. This creation is Maya alone. So why are we getting lost in that? What is happening? There is pandemic. All this is unreal. When you are just devoted to the divine and when you surrender yourself from outside, life is going to be, you're going to sail through it. Today it was one of my Guruji's disciple was a little down and he was very disappointed because he's been pressurized by the society, the family around for wanting him to get married. So he was quite upset. He didn't know what to do. And on the other side, somebody is sick, somebody is bugging him for financial support. The more you give, the more they want it. The human nature is you cannot satiate them ever. The greed is insatiable and it is going to be the demand is going to increase. My Guruji has always taught a very beautiful lesson. You give the finger, they will ask for a hand. So always, just say you can't. Put that stop button and surrender. When you surrender to the divine, he takes care of your life. Why bother? Baba very beautifully has said, why fear when I am here? Why should you fear? What is there? Don't get upset. Whatever you're going through is the Maya alone. See, when you succumb to Maya, she is going to trouble you the most. This morning, my Guruji gave me a very beautiful lesson. Yesterday, when I was outside, for the first time, I went to office after in 7 months. It was literally like, wow, it's a very interesting state how things are currently. So when I went, I saw around, it was not a great state of being, right? There's nobody in the office. You just met few people. Then I had to go for a meeting. You're constantly, you have to be careful about, you have to wear your mask. You can't afford to be careless or negligent. So when I went through all this, everybody was talking about their own challenges, what they are facing today in terms of money, work, business, so many different things. Everybody is worried about maintaining a status quo or different things. Everybody has a different priority. In all of that, when I went, I was completely exhausted with too many things that I was observing around. And then finally I felt, I'm so grateful for my life. For me, the ultimate satisfaction is the spirituality. Trust me, there is nothing in this material world that is worth you sweating your time, money, effort, and your mind. It's not worth it at all. See, we are here in this body to serve a purpose. We just have to do it and go ahead. Be detached. It doesn't matter what somebody says, somebody is doing. How does it matter? Whether you need to get a job, you need to have a money, the Lord will take care. When I came back and just shared everything with my Guruji, he simply said to me very beautifully, he said, just do Krishna Arpan like this. Why are you bothered? The Lord is with you, no? I'm always there with you. Why are you worried? It doesn't matter. What he has to do will do. You just do your part of the deal. What is doing my part of the deal? You be focused in this. Be disciplined. Put all your energy. Study hard. Be very good to the whatever you're doing. See, yesterday we did a very important verse. What is that? In that Baba mentioned, arduous effort and deep sadhana. So, give your heart and soul to that which you love the most. If spiritual is what you love the most, spend the time. Go deeper in the subject and learn to live even one word of that. Like just this word, being your good self. Yesterday, I think I explained to you so much on that. I gave like a lengthy lecture. In fact, you should watch my Guruji's satsang and don't miss watching that satsang. It's extremely important from Das Bodh. It's yesterday evening satsang. Please go watch. It's a reminder to you all. You will benefit. So in that, my Guruji is saying, why should we be mean? Just being our good self will make you evolve. You'll experience love in everyone. You'll see the goodness in everyone. And when you see the goodness, your heart will open up. That is when you'll understand the divinity. Because you can't experience God even with a little, evil, bitterness, anger, jealousy, all these evil propensities. The reason why the gurus manifest on this planet Earth is they understand the truth that this is Kali Yugam. And in Kali Yugam, all these evil propensities are going to, cloud you. It's going to cover you up. So you're not going to be able to understand the true self, the good self of yours. But that is what you have to realize. All this God, the divinity and the evil, the gods and demons both vest in us only. So who we want to be is the most important thing. So the gurus show you that path. They unravel, they help you unravel yourself. They uncover that ignorance. They peel that ignorance off. But you have to go through this process. So coming back, I know I went from one to the other, but I'm coming back to the conclusion. So the most important thing in this world is just be detached. Don't have passion, be dispassionate and discriminate, and that is when you'll be free. You'll experience freedom. It doesn't matter what others are doing. You don't have to get lost in that. So today the reason why each one is suffering is because they are getting lost in this. And the next point that I'm trying to make here is just by doing yoga, meditation, or trying to build resilience, or doing any other kind of exercises or concoction of body, you're not going to find that bliss, that freedom. You're still going to be bound. You're still going to dwell in those subjects, and you're going to be lost forever. So don't get into that. And just do Krishna Arpan. Surrender to the lotus feet of your Guru. Surrender unto Baba. He will take care. Why worry? Don't have to worry, thinking that, oh, my mother is sick, I'm being forced, I have to get married, I need money. Why are you worried? What has to come to you will come to you. Have that faith and conviction. Yes, my Guruji is there. He will take care of me. He knows what is good for me, and he's going to do that. Don't lose this faith even for a moment. That faith, you have to hold that faith very firmly, and you have to have that steadfastness in your mind. Never let Maya trouble you. And my Guruji explained a very beautiful thing. What is Maya? How do you befriend Maya? He said, when I didn't have a job, when I was in sabbatical for a year and a half, I just trusted in my Gurudev. When I was spending my time with him, I just let everything at his feet and I surrendered. When I spent that time, It was the most beautiful thing. He said, you were so contented, you were so happy, you were not afraid. And that is the first time I experienced what freedom means. Freedom from fear is what I experienced. See, what you go through, right? If you want something, say, I want money, that want money is Maya. Then you're actually going to get bound. Why? Because you already have a want. So don't want. And yesterday when I came back after all that craziness, you know what I told my Gurudev? I said, you know what, I'm extremely contented. You know, the truth is what I experienced. I don't want. And then my Guruji said, even don't want is a desire. So don't even say don't want. We just have to just let it, we have to surrender. Whatever the Lord wills, let His will be. That is all you have to say. So wanting and not wanting is still a desire. But that feeling of contentment is what I experienced. And I was very, very grateful. I told my Gurudev, thank you so much. Because, you know, today for the first time, many years later, this contentment is there. I don't need anything more than this. And at that time, he beautifully explained to never even say that. Just surrender, simply surrender and do your job. Be very disciplined. Discipline is something that you have to practice day in and day out. That is why the deep sadhana, that word deep is very important, and arduous effort. And when you put that, know the Lord is going to take care of you and you will beautifully evolve. So coming back, this whole world is a spectacle of Maya. Only the Brahman is true, while the Brahmand or world is illusory. And of this truth, Udi is the surest mark. Take this as a certainty. Here nobody belongs to anybody, even wife and sons, uncles and nephews. Naked we come and naked we leave this world. Udi is a reminder of this. By smearing this Udi, mental and bodily sufferings disappear. But the deeper inner significance of this Udi is detachment, based on discriminating knowledge. By giving whatever dakshina we can, if we can become detached inwardly from worldly life, gradually the signs of renunciation will become clear to us. I think we just did this whole story about how do you become detached. How do you just let go of any desire or anything that is troubling you in this world? Don't worry. Everything will be fine. Have faith. That is what Baba says. Why fear when I am here? Be fearless. Being fearless is the freedom. You know why today everybody is afraid? Because the fear is the driving factor. They are afraid about what happens if I lose job, what happens if I don't get money, what happens if something happens to my mother is crying. All this is Maya. This is only put in to distract you. Don't fall for the distraction, but just surrender to Baba and everything will be beautiful. He'll take it. Everything will be well. All is well. All is well. But even if renunciation is attained, unaccompanied by discriminating knowledge, it will be wasted. Hence, accept the Udi respectfully. Linking together of discriminating knowledge and renunciation is the same as that of Vibhuti and Dakshina, without which it is difficult to cross over to the yonder bank of the river of worldly life. Great and small, all came for darshan, and after bowing at Baba's feet, when they returned home, Baba gave them Vibhuti. In the mosque burned the dhuni forever, day and night. Baba took Udi by the fistfuls from it and gave them to the devotees when bidding them adieu. The ash was given as prasad, smearing it on their forehead with his thumb and at the same time placing the hand on their head in benediction. How beautiful it is. Rakshasa, ash, vibhuti. Sorry. Oh, my apologies. It's Raksha, ash, vibhuti and udhi. Though they are three different words, they have the same meaning. And this was the prasad that Baba always distributed unstintingly and in great abundance. Worldly life is like the Sudhi, and a day will come when, like it, we will also become Vibhuti. This is the true significance of the Udi. Keep this in your mind always. Yes, this body will also become ashes someday. So what are we hankering about? You know, it's the most important thing. When you gather all these possessions, then you're worrying about who should you give, who should you not give. Oh, I want to write a will. You know how much is the pain? Why do I need to go through all that? Why is this possession? It doesn't matter. What has to come to you will come to you. What has to, go to someone, it goes. It's very beautifully said. God is the one who gives and take it away too. So why are you bothered? You don't own anything in this universe. But people think, oh, they have earned it so hard. Oh, they have struggled it. No, it is mine, 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 my possession. It's mine. I've done this. I've done this. Oh my God. At times I get very tired listening to such kind of talks. That actually drains me out. It's very draining. My Guruji will only say, let just people talk. You should never cut them. Just listen, but you don't need to respond. So that's what happens in the material world. They don't understand. It's a very sad state sometimes when I look at some people. Instead of taking the name of the God, they're lost in this position. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh, this property is there. I've struggled. Oh, I'm cleaning the house. People talk such petty things. I clean the house morning till night. 2 days I've been cleaning. So what big deal? Yeah, you're supposed to clean. If you have a house, you have to clean. So what? I don't know what is the big deal that you have to talk to me about it. Don't even say that. But it's very funny. See, for them, they don't understand. So this is what my Guruji says. You have to just let it be. Be compassionate. They need to only take the name of the God. They don't need to think about all these things. But a man is so much lost in this frivolous stuff. Unfortunately, it's a very sad state. Like my Guruji says, only you have to feel sad. Look at this person. He's talking like this. That's all you can feel. Like water on the lotus leaf, this mortal body will also fall. One day, hence give up your attachment to it. This is what Baba indicated by giving Udi. Know for certain that this whole expanse of the world is like the ash. Think of the illusory nature of this world and trust only in the reality of the Udi. Udi is nothing but dust. All things, whatever they may be, that have a name and a form will in the end go the same way, that is, reduced to the ash or reduced to the dust. And from the unchanging everlasting property of the dust, we realize the truth that the changes and modifications that things undergo in this world are only for the name's sake. Absolutely true. Everything that is created will have to go back to ashes. It has to go back to the elements from where it came. Nothing will be the same. So change is always constant. So what is permanent in this world? Nothing is permanent. So why are we harping and running after things? Whatever that life we might have, 80 years, 60 years, 70 years, how many years that you're living? Why are we struggling so much? Why don't we, realize what is the well-being of this human birth? My Guruji will say, you need to understand what is your hit. Hit means what is the right thing for you, which is something which will give you that wheel, the spiritual wheel, or some good thing in this world of having this human body. It's not about material gains. It is about attaining that which will redeem you from this bondage, this material worldly bondage that you have been associated with so many people, so many things. It will cut asunder everything, but you need to strive hard for that. Your goal has to be that. When in a good mood, Baba himself has been heard to sing a song. Listen, O listeners, to a pungent piece from it with reference to the Udi. Shri Ram has come. Oh, he has come during his wanderings, and he has brought bags full of Udi. Refrain. When the fancy took him, he used to sing only this refrain, repeatedly and in a tuneful voice with great joy. In short, Baba's Dhuni has produced so many bags of Udi that no one has been able to count them. Such is this most auspicious Udi. Having understood the deeper inner significance in distributing Udi, as also its spiritual significance and its implied meaning, the listeners may want to know, with a purely selfish motive, its importance for their day-to-day well-being in the worldly life. Well, Udi has this beneficial property too. How else would its importance grow? Sai, an adept of the spiritual path, ensures not only spiritual but worldly welfare too. There are numerous stories of the worldly benefits of this Udi, but lest it add to the volume of this book, I shall narrate them in brief. So let us understand what are the benefits of the Udi. Once a Gujarati Brahmin of the Auditya subcaste by the name of Motiram Narayan Jani lived at Nasik. He was a householder. Ramachandra Vaman Modak was also another of Baba's faithful devotees in whose service Narayan Rao was employed. When Baba was yet in flesh and blood, This Narayan Rao, accompanied by his mother, had gone for his darshan. At that time itself, Baba had hinted all on his own that from now onwards we will have nothing to do with a job. Enough of this service now. An independent business would be far better than this. Later on, after a time, God really took pity on him. The job, the dependency was all over and he began enjoying his independence. He opened a boarding and lodging establishment there of his very own. He called it Anandashram, and toiled for it sincerely. Day after day, its fame began to spread. This brought him peace and happiness. As he considered how things had happened exactly as Baba had predicted, his faith in Sai grew, developing into a firm, steadfast devotion as time went by. The experience that followed left a deep impression on his mind. He experienced the truth of Sai's words, and so the listeners now have a story to listen to. His love for Sai went on increasing. Truly, Sai's Leela is inconceivable. All his utterances were in the first person, but were always about another person, and those who observed him closely invariably had this experience. Later on, as he had further experiences, his glorious devotion and love grew. Listen to another story of his faith and devotion. Once, one of Narayan Rao's friend was suddenly bitten by a scorpion, which caused him great pain and suffering. Baba's Udi was the most useful remedy for applying to the bite. But search as he may, he just could not find it. The friend could bear the pain no longer, and yet the Udi could not be traced. He took darshan of Baba's photograph, praying to him fervently for mercy. At the foot of the photograph, he found some ash fallen from the burning incense stick, and for the moment, he felt it was Udi itself. So picking up a pinch from it, he smeared it over the bitten area, simultaneously murmuring Sai's name. As your faith, so are your experiences. You will be greatly surprised to know that the moment the ash was rubbed on it with his finger, the pain disappeared altogether. The way it had come, both were overcome with love. Here at least, it was vibhuti from the incense stick that was applied to the afflicted, but even the dust on the pathway, when used as udi, brings the same experience. Absolutely true. The power of the Guru's thing. It is not the udi that's curing the person. It is the faith in the Guru. That the moment the Guru gives you that udi, it is the blessing, and that has the power. The udi by itself is just an ash. It's nothing great. But when you get that blessing from your Gurudev's hand, that is the power it holds. I'll give you a very beautiful story that happened with my Krishna Guruji's disciple. I've already mentioned that my Guruji's lineage was, that is his great grandparents, were serving Baba in Shirdi. In Shirdi. That is, we did one of their stories here. That is about Raghunath Rao Tendulkar and Savitri Bai Tendulkar and his grandfather's brother Babu Rao Tendulkar. Now, Babu and the Savitri Bai Tendulkar and Raghunath Rao Tendulkar were serving Baba with great devotion. They were the ardent devotees, and they have also written the Bhajan Mala. So they had, rather still have, Baba's Udi Prasad, which Baba had given. So my Guruji has very little bit left with him. So one of his disciples' dad was suffering from some illness. He was quite ill. So my Guruji gave a little bit of this Udi Prasad, the Udi, and he told him, telling his disciple, when he meets his dad, to mix the little bit of Udi in the water and give it to him. And you know what? His father was cured of whatever the ailment he was suffering. And not just that, this disciple of my Guruji and his father were not in good terms. They were always fighting. But just this time around, everything was changed. He is now, they behave in a very friendly manner. They're very loving to each other. And there is harmony within the family. Such is the grace and the power of this Udi. But the Udi is just see again I'm saying, the Udi is just ash. But the power lies within your Guru, the faith. So it is mentioned here, as is your faith, so are your experiences. When you have that steadfast faith unto your Gurudev, anything that he blesses and gives, that is a magic. It is the power in your Guru that will make you cure or ward off whatever evil that is there in you or anybody else. So that Udi is a blessing. It is already it is blessed. It's holding the power of my Gurudev. I like to say this another very important thing. Even early on in some of the chapters, Baba has mentioned, most important thing for you to do for this purification, it's mentioned in Guru Charitram and also in Guru Gita, where Shivji is explaining the significance of the Guru to his wife Parvati. It's a very, very powerful. You should read Guru Gita. It's a beautiful text. And in that it is mentioned the most important way and the most beautiful manner or the best way to purify our being and have the grace and the DNA of the divine to enter us is when you drink the holy water washed off your Guru's feet. I'm talking about the real master. I'm not talking about any other being here, okay? So when you wash the holy feet of such great masters, and that charan, the teeth, that is called the holy water, and that teeth, when you drink, it purifies your being. It removes all your sickness, it removes all your ailments, and then slowly you get the DNA of this divine being. You tend to become, not tend to, you become them, you become like them. It removes all your karmas, it will remove all your previous tendencies, the vasanas, the vrittis, everything. And slowly you will become like them. Your entire, the changes will be felt within and outside. So that's the transformation will come. And it is also said that, when you're in the ashram and you serve the master, even in our olden times, if you've learnt about any stories, right, in the Gurukuls, the first thing that the student does is you offer the bhojan, which is the meal, to the Guru, because that's like a Naivedya. Naivedya is offering to the divine. So only after the Guruji partakes of the food, that is when the disciples eat. Not right then, but after the Gurudev finishes, whatever is left over in his plate, that is what we have to eat as a prasad. You know why? Because that is what will purify your being. All that desire, insatiable greed, lust, it will ward off. All the evil propensities that is existing inward within us will go away. And then you will become loving in nature like your Gurudev. So that qualities will come to you. So this is a very important lesson for those who are the disciples, who are the true disciples of your masters. You must do this. And we at Krishna Ashram, very few of his devotees do follow this. His disciples follow this. But we don't ask everybody to do it. But if it is your choice, you're most welcome to do it. It is an extremely important thing. And when my Guruji is eating, we'll all say, we'll just do our hand. Please give us a little bit. So from his plate, he'll give whatever the food is there, he'll just give it to us. That's a blessing. So we accept it as a prasad. Prasad is the blessed food. So anything which your master gives, that's a blessing. It's the most beautiful thing to experience. So at Krishna Ashram, there is a rule. Anything that is made here, it is first offered to our Gurudev. Once our Guruji partakes of it, then only we'll all eat. Because that is how you have to practice. And when the Guruji is partaking of it, the entire universe, the gods and goddesses, everybody gets that Naivedya. They're all happy. When the Guru eats, it reaches this entire universe. Such is the great significance of it. So coming back. And the very touch of this dust benefits not only those who are ill or suffering from a disease, but its application is effective even to others. Once a father was greatly worried on suddenly receiving news that his daughter in another village was suffering from fever caused by eruption of blind tumors, that's bubonic plague. The father lived in Bandra, while the daughter lived in another village. He did not have any Udi with him. So he sent a message to Nana, Narayan Govind Alaya, also known as Nana Sahib Chandorkar. He requested Chandorkar to pray to Baba to relieve him of his worry, adding that Chandorkar should send some Udi blessed by Baba. The person carrying this message met Nana on the way. At that time, Nana had just set out to go to Kalyan with his wife. The message was given to him near the Thane station and there was no Udi at hand. So he picked up some dust on the way. Standing there on the road, he prayed to Baba in supplication and turning back, applied a pinch of the dust to his wife's forehead. Here, that devotee set out from home and reached his daughter's place. The news that awaited him there made him very happy. For 3 days, the girl had been running a very high temperature and was in a great pain. Only on the previous day had she experienced a slight relief. Thinking back, the father realized that it was exactly the same time Nana had made use of the dust as Udi and prayed to Sai that the girl had begun to feel some relief. However, a detailed account of that illness will be given later at the appropriate time. This reference was only in the context of the Udi. The same loving devotee, Nana Sahib Chandorkar, when he was the Mamlatdar at Jamna, experienced the miracle that Sai, ever ready for the good of his devotee, performed. Listen to it. Unlimited is the power of this Udi. Be attentive, O listeners, for I shall now narrate another miracle which will greatly astonish you. Nana's daughter was about to deliver any moment and the labor pains were becoming unbearable. At Jamna, Nana Sahib was calling out to Sai Samarth in every possible way. In Shirdi, of course, no one knew about the situation at Jamna, but from the omniscient, all-pervasive Baba, nothing is hidden in this world. Baba, who is one with the devotees, knew the position in Nana's house. Samarth Sai's heart was so moved by compassion, and just see what he did. He wished to send some Udi to Nana, and all of a sudden, Gosavi Ramgir Bua had a strong urge to go to his own village. His village, native place, was in Khandesh. So he made all preparations to go and came to the mosque for Baba's darshan. While Baba was still in the physical body, whatever the work, no one ever went without first making obeisance at his feet and taking his permission. For a wedding or a thread ceremony, an auspicious ceremony with rites and rituals or any other function or even a mere planning of it, Baba's approval was absolutely necessary. See, it is extremely important that you always seek the permission of the Guru. When the Guru says go now, you just have to do it, because without the blessings of these great masters, it's always, you might get into some challenge, something might happen, we don't know. So you just seek their, blessing and then leave. Anything that you do, before you do anything in this world, always seek the grace of the master. Even every single day, before coming here to read the satsang, I will always take the blessings of my Guruji. And like I'm going for an examination, and he'll say, all the very best, do well. So every single day, this is the blessing he'll give me. Whatever the words are here, are all of his wisdom alone. I am but mere his instrument. So it's such a beautiful thing. So you always have to seek the blessing of the Guru and your day will be very beautiful. And no matter whatever the challenges might be, you will be able to overcome them all. Why? Because his grace is always around you as a firewall, as the shield. It's protecting you. Without his wholehearted consent, his Udi Prasad and benediction, the function would never pass off without an obstacle. Such was the firm faith of one and all. So this had become a custom in the village. Accordingly, Ramgir also came, bowed at Baba's feet and asked for permission to go. He said, Baba, I want to go to my village in Khandesh. Please give me Udi with your blessings and permit this servant of yours to go. To Ramgir, who Baba affectionately called Bapugir, Baba said, go to your village by all means, but on the way, take a little rest. So first go to Jamna and stay there at Nana's house. After inquiring about his well-being, you can then proceed further on your way. And he said to Madhurav Deshpande, Shama, write down on a piece of paper that Arti, composed by Adkar to send to Nana with this Gosavi. He then gave Budi to the Gosavi and tied up a little in a small packet. Giving the packet in his hand, Baba thus sent it to Nana, saying, "Give this packet and this arti to Nana. Inquire after his well-being and then proceed to your own village." This Arti Sai Baba, was just like the one composed by Ram Janardhan, Arti Janaraja. Both have the same vritta or measure of verse. Ram Janardhan was a devotee of Janardhan Swami, while Madhav Adkar was absorbed at Sai's feet. The composition is a truly blessed one. No bhajan can be complete without it. And this arti was Baba's favorite too. Listen to it in full. It was sent along with Udi by Baba. You will see its fruitfulness later. We do sing every Thursday. Today being a Guruvar, we always do Guru Puja. Guruvar is the most beautiful day of all times. Love, my favorite day. Anything that happens in my world happens everything on a Thursday. It's my Guru's day. It's the best day in this entire universe. Every Thursday is so blessed. And there are a lot of people who believe in this. You know, when you are a devotee of a Guru, Thursdays are very auspicious to them. Such being the case, we also, every Thursday, we sing Baba's Aarti in our prayers. I wave lights before you, O Sai Baba, the giver of happiness to the creatures. Give refuge to the servant, to your devotees. In the dust at your feet, refrain. Having burned down Cupid, that is lust, you are always self-absorbed and appear before the very eyes of the seekers as Lord Shri Krishna, as Shri Krishna. And is the faith in one's heart, so is the experience you give him. O compassionate one, such is your Maya or such is your Maya. Meditating on your name, the worldly sorrows vanish. Truly unfathomable is your doing. You show the way to the friendless, O to the friendless. Taking avatar in the Kali Yuga, you have incarnated as the true Shagun Brahman. O Swami Datta Digambar. Actually, I'm just reciting Aarti Sai Baba. It's a very cute translation. Every 8 days, on Thursday, the devotees make pilgrimage for the darshan of their God to remove their fear of worldly life. Service to your holy feet is my treasured wealth, and this is all I ask for you. O Lord of Lords, O Lord of Lords. This meek Chatak wishes only for the pure water of bliss. Give it to this mother and keep your promise. Oh, keep your promise. I wave lights before you, O Sai Baba. So the verse goes like this. You should, it is all available on YouTube. You can check it out. It says, Arati Sai Baba, Saukya Dhatar Jiva, like that. It's a Marathi composition. It is very beautiful. Go listen to it. It's so profound. The Goswami said to Baba, I have with me only rupees 2. With these, how will I reach home after visiting Jamna? Baba said, you go in peace. All your needs will be looked after. Keeping full trust in Sai, the Goswami quickly set out to go. Obeying Baba's command and after receiving Udi Prasad from him, Bapugir, intent on this mission, set out at once with Baba's permission. See, this is very beautiful. If Baba has to take care of somebody, or if somebody has that wish to see the divine, he will make provisions. I'll narrate a very beautiful experience in this manner with one of my Guruji's disciples. Now, she wanted to go to Shirdi. So she was with my Guruji and she was in Mumbai. At that time, it so happened, my Guruji said, I'm not going to come because he had other commitments. So he said he can't make it. So it was her intense desire that she wants to go to Shirdi. She is a very great and ardent devotee of Baba too. And she was born with great difficulty. And there was no difficulties, but doctor said she might have certain difficulties when she was going to be born. And her mother had prayed to Lord Sai Baba, and then she was born hale and hearty. So since then, they keep telling her, you're Baba's child. Such being the case, she loved Baba a lot. She was very, very devoted to Sai Baba. Now, during that time, so happened that they both, my Guruji and this disciple, also who's also my Guruji's daughter. So she was in Mumbai, and at that time there was some wedding they were attending. So when they were visiting my Guruji's another disciple's home, the wedding was of my Guruji's another disciple's sister. At that time, when they were sitting there, one of their friends, the wedding family where the wedding was happening, their family, someone from their family from London was visiting. This child had some sickness. I think she had, I don't know if it was cancer or some kind of a very serious disease she had. She was a very small child. So the mother had prayed to Baba saying that if you cure my child, I will come with her to Shirdi. I want to visit you. I really want to come and thank you. So this being the case, they had come from abroad. At the time when my Guruji and his daughter was there in their home, they listened to this. And then my Guruji was saying, oh look, they are planning to go to Shirdi. Why don't you join them? And they were all driving down. So there was a space for one more person to accompany them. And then when she asked, they said, of course you can join us. And they were also looking for someone to join them. So that is how this whole connect happened. So the divine makes it all work. And then they were able to go to Shirdi and they had a very beautiful darshan. And by the way, not just darshan. My Guruji's daughter, she sat there, okay? She sat there and she was having a conversation with Baba. So before she left, my Guruji said, when you meet Baba, say hello to him. That's how my Guruji talks. And so she was sitting in front of Baba. So they had a very private darshan. Of course, when you're coming from abroad, and that too, this kid was cured after praying to Baba. I think she had a very, like I said, she had, I don't know if it was cancer or what, but I don't want to commit something that I don't know. But it was little serious. The disease was quite serious. And the child was cured. And then, so they had a very big darshan organized. So they had this private time. So at that time when she was sitting in this shrine, she was communicating with Baba. But when she came out, and this small girl also was with my Guruji's daughter. So when she came out from there to the temple, she had a doubt. Did I really, or was it real or was it hallucination? So in order to give her that experience, this child said to her mother, you know what? I saw Akka talking to an old man. And oh no, my Guruji's daughter was all in tears. It is such a beautiful experience. So my Guruji said, go say hello to Baba when you meet him. So which means she was going to meet him. It's not only did he make provisions for her to visit Shirdi, but he also gave her the darshan. That is how the great divine beings work. How beautiful it is. So it is the faith. And it was her conviction that Baba is mine, that she's Baba's child. That was her conviction. How sweet it was. And through that small girl's mouth, that girl said, no, he confirmed her faith. Of course, I met you. That was it. How beautiful it is. So this is how the divine work. So here Baba also is ensuring that somebody visits this village so that he can send the Udi Prasad and also this Aarti to Nana. So he's making the provision, how sweet is that? And that is called grace. That is called the divine. They're omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent. And they're all pervading. They ensure that everybody's well-being is taken care of. So they, like I'm saying, they don't differentiate anybody in this world. Somebody's good, somebody's bad. No, everybody is equal to them. This entire universe is their creation, their children. That is why they're universal mother. So let us come back. So while Gosavi was worried thus, as he was at the Jalgaon station, when he came out after surrendering his ticket, he saw a peon in the distance. Already in search, the peon was standing in front of the passengers asking, "Tell me truly, who amongst you is Bapu Gir from Shirdi?" Realizing that the inquiry from the peon was about him, the Gosavi came forward and said, "I am he. What you want?" He said, Chandorkar has sent me for you. Come sit in the tonga quickly. He is eagerly waiting for you. Bua was very happy. A message must have been sent to Nana from Shirdi. This is how the tonga has arrived at the right time. Indeed, it saves me a great deal of bother. Sporting a beard, moustache and whiskers and clad in a neat trouser, the peon appeared to be very clever. The tonga looked good too. And as the tonga was good, so were also the horses. For they were not hired ones either. They outstripped all other tongas, eager to reach their destination. Once the tonga set out full speed at about 11 o'clock or so at night, it halted only at dawn near a stream. The tongawala driver then let off his horses to drink water, saying, I will come back in a moment. Then we can have some repast at leisure. I will get some water for us, then we can have mangoes and pedas and some pieces of gur papdi. We can harness the horses thereafter and start on our way again. On hearing these words, his beard, his Muslim dress at once created doubts in Ramgir's mind as to whether he should partake of the snacks or not. So he questioned him about his caste. Why do I have doubts, he said. I am the son of a Kshatriya Hindu from Kharwal, and by caste I am a Rajput, and these snacks are also sent with me by Nana and for you, so have no doubts in your mind, eat them at your ease. When the Gosavi was convinced thus, they both ate them. The horses were once again harnessed, their journey coming to an end only at sunrise. As the tonga entered the town, Nana's office could be seen. The horses too rested a while. Ramgir was pleased at heart. Bua, who wanted to relieve himself, went on one side of the road, but when he returned to the same spot, a wonder awaited. No tonga, no horses could be seen. Even the tonga-wala had disappeared. At that moment, no one could be seen and the spot was quite deserted. Ramgir wondered as to what this miracle was. Having brought me thus far, how could he have gone so far away in so short a time? However, in his eagerness to meet Nana, Bua went to his office only to learn that Nana was at home. So he set out to go thither. Enquiring on the way, he easily found Nana's house, and even as he was just sitting down in the veranda, Nana summoned him inside. They met each other. Bua at once took out the udi and arti and placed them before Nana, as he narrated all the news to him. But the wonder of it was all that when this udi came at that same time, Nana's daughter was facing some difficulty in her delivery and consequently was in great pain. To overcome that difficulty, Havan, to propitiate the goddess Navchandi, that is Durga, and the recitation of the Saptashati part was in progress. The Gosavi was quite astonished to see all that. A plate full of sweetmeats and delicacies should come unexpectedly before a hungry man, or nectar before a thirsty chakor. Such was Nana's feeling at that moment. He called out to his wife and gave her the udi to be given to the daughter to drink, while he himself started to sing the arti. How sweet! Hardly had a moment passed and the word came from inside that as soon as the glass of udi water was put to her lips, the girl experienced the relief, great relief. She was instantly relieved of pain and delivered without any difficulty. Everyone was relieved too that she had a safe delivery. But where is that tonga-wala? He asked Nana. I do not see him here too. Where is the tonga that you had sent for me? Nana said, what tonga? I had not sent it. I know nothing about this. Who knew that you were coming, and so why would I send a tonga? Oh my God, this is how the divine works. Can you believe? That was Baba, the tonga-wala, the tonga, everything was Baba himself. So he makes all the provisions, just like how my Guruji's daughter had to go to Shirdi and meet Baba. And so he makes everybody come together. So this small girl, her mother and the small girl visiting from abroad, they wanted to go and offer their prayers and thankfulness to Baba for curing the child. Likewise, my Guruji's daughter wanted to go and visit Baba. So everything, he put all of these together. And then he makes everyone get there at that right time in the most safest manner. Likewise, for Nana, he gives the Rudhi and he delivers that Aarti himself through this person, and then Bapu Gir, and then he brings the Tonga and readily awaits at the station to receive him. How sweet, how divine is that? But this is what I'm saying, as is your faith, so are your experiences. See, every experience will only come about and you can experience that with your faith alone. So this is why I keep telling you, do not compare with anybody. Your experience, see, it is about how much faith you have in your Gurudev and your divine almighty Lord, whoever is your Ishta. When you have that intense faith, that craving, that sincerity, that surrender, that love and devotion to him, he will make and he will appear in whatever form, ways, means, and you will experience that blessing of his. And with this, we are already at the end of the hour. We'll stop here. Tomorrow I will share a few experiences of my own life with my Guruji and how I have experienced some of these things, in my own spiritual journey. Thank you for joining Sai Satcharita today. Once again, a happy Guruvar to you all. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Om Shri Mahaganapate Namaha. Om Shri Gurudev Datta. Om Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Digambara Digambara Shripat Vallabha Digambara. Om Shri Krishna Guru Nathanatha Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Devi Durgaya Namaha. Om Shri Krishna Arpanam Namastu. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.